Good morning. If you're there, send a hello. Michelle, good morning. So as you arrive, if you choose to say hi, yes, because Lori, you should smell it. Can you smell the apple pie that Lily's been working on? So good. So good. She's so excited to share it. Emily, yeah, getting used to it. Deborah, buen día, hello, love. And you will. Lori's putting in her pie orders. So I just had to pause and say hello as we start. Hello, Alice. Good to see you, woman. Tuning in. So I can only see Facebook. I can't see YouTube, but if you're tuning in on YouTube, you can put it in the comments and I will see it as we finish. I have found that I need far more contact. I need to see my people. Teaching on Sundays has been fantastic. It's been a long time to be alone in my living room without you. So I really appreciate just a quick hello. What we have is there is no soundtrack, okay? There's no music for this. It's likely to stay that way, but if we need it, we can add it. The reason being that this sequence and this space, if you were to look up different sequences for Muladharas, for Svadhisthana, each one, how do I open and access my heart? There are very specific physical aspects that we can use to move and open the heart, right? But for this space, the crown, any book that you open, the space will be meditation, it'll be stillness, it'll be the place that you land in when everything else comes to stillness. And so taking the music out is a way of us staying with ourselves over time. The only props you'll need will be a strap and something to sit on. I got a great email this morning saying that somebody had broken their knee, and you can do all of this seated in a chair. So anytime that we're seated on the floor, you can be seated on a chair, knees bent, feet flat, so your heels are under your knees. And on the website, you can print out a calendar so you can see where you are. Consistency is really going to serve. This is a super, super simple practice. And the goal of it being, what if your thoughts were on your side? What if your thoughts were on your side? And what if I said that your thoughts are on your side? But there are two levels of thinking. There's this small sort of practical one. And the thoughts that were not on my side 4 minutes ago were, you're late, and you're always late, and you should have changed your clothes sooner. And there was sort of this inner tirade that was running. And that's not serving me. It's draining my energy, and it's depleting my outlook. But I'm saying it to myself. What are the words I need to hear? And why am I not hearing them? And so this place here, this crown energy, is complete access that we are always accepted, that the circumstance is as it will be, that this will pass, and that we are loved no matter what. And if I can have that voice, that thought, it begins to shift the lower thoughts that don't serve me. So we are looking to access that higher thought that's always available. And we do it by getting into the body. Super, super simple. And of course, one crazy little kundalini moment, because we need those, because they stretch us outside of the things we think Yeah, I don't do that. Yeah, now you do. So palms together, heart high. Good morning, and welcome. Ong Namo, I bow to everything outside of me. Everything guiding me, healing me, holding me. I bow to the consciousness that runs through it all. Gurudev Namo, I bow to everything inside of me. The teacher that I am to myself at all times. 3 times, repeat this. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om roll your wrists and roll your shoulders and shake it out. And we'll start. We will start. So opening your blanket, pad your knees if you choose. We'll just start on hands and knees. And in a cat-cow, rounding the back and releasing. As you round, feel the navel to the spine. That's your breath out. As you arch, feel the heart come forward. That's your breath in. Close your eyes. And find the rhythm of your body. Spreading your knuckles wide beneath you. Lengthening your fingers from the heel of your hand right to your fingertips. And set the base, the foundation of your fingers. And can you move your heart from your hands? And then widen through the balls of your feet. Anchoring the little toe side into the floor and the big toe side into the floor. And you are now standing in your feet and standing in your hands. And the spine is supple between the two. Good. And as you continue right here, turn your left thumb forward, your left fingers left, or further. Turn your left fingers back towards your left knee. And open the left palm. Again, finding a spread at the base of your knuckles. And feeling length from the heel of your left hand to the fingertips. And try to broaden your back. 3, 2. And the left fingertips will turn forward and the right thumb will turn forward and the right fingers turn right. And then turning your right fingers all the way back. Spread the base of your knuckles, like the balls of your hands. Lengthen from heel of your hand to your fingertips and bring that up your arm, through your throat and through your back. Good. 3, 2, 1. And then just walk out your dog by lifting your knees. Feeling the space in your hands and bringing that space up into the elbows, up through the shoulders, wag of the tail. Just for 3. And step your right foot up inside your right thumb. Put your left knee to the floor. You can come up, a little forward, a little back. Make a little space as we've done before. As you bend your right knee, fit it into your right armpit. And then your fingertips wide. And so the hips again, a little forward, a little back. And as they come forward, they're drawing your heart forward, your gaze forward. And we start to remove that downward curl That when we sit and we curl into ourselves, gaze is forward. The chest is broad, the knee into your armpit carries your shoulder girdle away from your hips. When you step back to change, hands down. Feeling the length now, right hand, right shoulder, right hip. And the left foot steps inside the left thumb and the right knee down. Let yourself come forward and back. So this little movement forward and back will be useful. Bring your left knee into your left armpit. Bring your armpit over your knee and your fingertips wide. A little forward and a little back. And a little forward and a little back. Chest is broad and long. So that the knee into your armpit is edging your shoulder girdle away from your hips. For 2. So that when you step back to down dog, left hand press down, press away. Open your left armpit, reach to your left hip, walk your dog. So we make a little length in the upper back and chest. Fold your blanket in half front to back, walk your feet to your hands and sit right down. We've done this before. Hands are forward, thumbs are up. As you take your hands apart, come forward, exhale a little bit back. So you're separating your hands. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And imagining when you had your knee into your armpit, how it lifted your chest up and forward. Stand in your feet as though you were plugged into the wall in front of you. And then as you're ready, close your eyes. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. It doesn't need to be huge. If you're seated in your chair, you just raise one hand, bring your heart forward. And if you're a counter, you can count 16 from here. Excellent. And sitting tall. Good. You'll sit your heels wide. And I'll turn to face you so you can see. If you're seated in a chair, just bring your knees wide and outside the front corners of your chair. Shake out your knees, shake out your feet. We start by sweeping up and over. Inhale as you reach and exhale as you change. And there's no hurry. Notice whatever you brought, whatever state of mind came with you from this morning. Begin to give it a very simple, consistent movement. And in the movement, give it breath. Good. For 3. For 2. And we'll add a twist. If you need to, a little bend in your knees. Right hand towards left heel and then wide. Left hand towards right heel and then wide. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. Exhaling. Inhaling. Close your eyes and just follow that steadiness. And we are getting long through the backs of the legs. We're creating a continuity from your feet to your pelvis. It's an act of grounding. We're connecting the body back to the earth. It's an act of survival, and it quiets the nervous system. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Sitting tall, notice the sides of your body, the inner legs, the sides of the ribs and waist, the sides of the spine to the crown. Interlace your fingers, and as though stirring a great pot, go round so the legs stay wide. If you need to, bend your knees. And see if you can stir the pot both from your seat as well as from the hands and the shoulders, so that you're clearing any inability to move into the hips and into the belly. 4, 3, 2. Perfect. Reverse your direction. Feeling all the little hitches and tight spots, the backs of the hips, the inner thigh, through the shoulders and the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. And as you pause tall, close your eyes, notice. As your body opens, the mind gets clearer, the circulation changes. We're building a mind that's on our side. Set your blanket aside, and I was wrong about the blocks. We do need 2 blocks. So if you have your blocks, bring them in. Lying back, lift your hips and set the blocks on their lowest setting. Turn your palms open, tuck your shoulder blades under. Let your knees fall in. Put your left palm to face the floor. Take your right hand overhead, just as we've done before. Stay a beat. Let the right side get longer. The right shoulder drop down. The right foot is heavy. And the right hand comes down. Palm to the floor, left hand overhead, just 3 simple breaths. On the inhale, you're lifting the chest, dropping into the top of the left shoulder. And the inner thighs fall in. And there's length from inside the shoulder to inside the hip, all the way to the left knee. And the left hand comes down. Stand in your feet. Lift your hips. Put your blocks close together. So now the blocks are on their side, and set it down. Right hand overhead. Left palm down. Feel the thumb, the first finger, the middle, the ring, and the pinky. Left palm flat, right hand open. And now open from shoulder through hip, through waist. And the right hand comes down, palm flat, left hand high. So find your right thumb into the floor, the base of your first finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. There's your foundation. Open into the left shoulder. Let the left knee fall in. And 2 hands down. If you like, keep it right here.
or lifting the hips, stack your blocks on its tail, walk your upper shoulders in and just stay for 3. Stand in your heels, letting your inner thighs roll down. 2. Opening through the navel, opening between the pubic bone, the belly button, between the belly button and the heart, and from the heart to the throat, get long. Stand in your feet to lift your hips, to set your blocks aside, and pause neutral to notice what's changed. The whole front surface of your body starts to open. Such simple things. Knees to the chest, knees wide, shake out your feet and your ankles, loosen your toes. And then roll up to stand. Feet are just a little wider than hip distance. And as you come up, catch your right wrist with your left hand reaching all the way up. As you bend your knees, bring your palms together and sit it right down the middle. Standing up, right hand holds the left wrist and sitting down. So rising up and open and sitting down. And you go in and out, flushing out the hips, making space. So we're building our seat. We're building our physical body so that it doesn't have such asymmetry, so that it doesn't have such division between standing and sitting, between the upper body and the lower body. 1 more. All the way down and all the way up. Good, good, good. And as you sit down, you're going to add your blanket. And just notice how the body feels now, how the seat feels. Knees wide, heart high, a little bright, a little busy. That already things are changing. So the Kriya begins from here, very simply. Fingertips face the floor, most modified, just turning left and turning right. Right? So if you need to, this is where you turn, if you can. Thumbs come to the shoulders. Inhaling left, exhaling right. The next step would be that the palms face forward, thumbs point down. Good. Or the full posture, your fingers are interlaced behind the base of your skull. Inhaling left, exhaling right. And we'll settle here for 3 minutes. And so it's a kind turning. It's not forceful, doesn't need to be athletic. It's a listening. One side will be tighter. Choose the modification that allows your shoulders to keep opening. And then close your eyes. Inhale left, exhale right. 2 minutes remain. Let the focus of your attention be on your breathing. Let your face soften. Let your mind be quiet.
Keep the body loosen and open. 20 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2. Center. Inhale. Chin up, 3 more sips. Heart up, chin in, pause. Elbows back, chin in, heart up. Attention up, up, up the spine. Lift your chin, breathing out, stay where you are. And again, inhale. Chin up. Heart up, chin in, stay 3. Gathering in and up and in and up and in and up. And letting go, stay where you are, stay where you are, stay where you are. Last inhale. 3 more. Heart up, chin in. Lift the pelvic floor through the navel, through the heart, the throat, the midbrain, the top of your head. Chin up, breath out, hands down, eyes closed. Notice. You are completely supported. You are completely accepted. Legs out, shake out your feet, shake out your knees, and recross your seat with your heels forward, adding your strap. And I'll turn so you can see. Heels are under my knees, so they're not pulled in, and that gives me some support because I'm going to fold. So most modified, hands on thighs, elbows back, chest is broad. Inhaling up, exhaling down. It's not that I'm rounding into the floor. I'm opening the chest with the hands on the thighs. That's most modified. Second modification, a strap behind you, just wider than your hips, so that when you fold, your hands may rise. Inhale up, exhale down, we begin. Take your time, close your eyes, 2 minutes. You're opening physically across the chest, down the backs of your hips. Eyes closed, steady breath, steady movement. Notice if your mind scoots around and just bring it back. Following the inhale as you sit up, exhaling as you fold. Eyes are closed, becoming familiar with the rhythm of your movement. Five, 3, and a final fold all the way down. Eyes closed, sitting up tall, rest your hands on your thighs and notice. That there is light abundant in your body, up the base of the skull, into the brainstem, into the brain itself, into the space between the brain and the skull. Light. And this light is in your favor, is on your side, and it is yours. You have found, reclaimed, and built this. So a little more active. Set your blanket aside, set your strap aside, set your hands behind you. We're going to start with a breath of fire. This one's just 1.5 minutes. So out the mouth with a whisper. Right from the belly, right out the mouth. Close your mouth, out the nose. Keep the breath the whole time. Hips up, rock forward, rock back, hips a little higher. That's it, a little at a time. Each time you come back, you raise just a little bit more. Each time you go forward, you open the shoulders and the feet and the hands a little bit more. And for the last 30 seconds, keep your breath. Bring your seat down and raise your seat up. Bring your seat down, raise your seat up. Bring it up, up, up. Inhale, 3 more. Hold the breath in. Stand in your feet. Little wag of the tail. Stand in your feet. Stand in your hands. And exhale. Set it down. Hands on thighs, legs out long. Pause and notice. Through the chest, through the face, through the head, through the brain, through the thoughts. We are more than we realize. So this is an upward action, perhaps you can feel it, and we will balance it by going down. Roll yourself onto your feet, build a squat, hands out straight, and inhale, stand up tall. On your exhale, tail back, knees track right over your feet, and inhale, stand up tall. It's that simple. Exhaling, grounding into the floor, inhaling, standing tall. So the name of this Kriya is called the foundation for infinity. The body is the foundation. The thoughts and the energy are the infinity. So each exhale, you're creating this stability, this connection. The body feels that it doesn't need to be in survival, because it's stable and strong. And when the body is steady, then the mind can be quiet and free. So if you're a counter, 16 more from here. If your knees and hips, low back are happy, you can take your hips all the way down and all the way up. Ride the breath, exhaling down, inhaling up. The legs getting stronger, the arms getting straighter, the navel opening and closing. 2 more. And stand, palms forward. Now just let that's going to create a current. Let it ride through you. And stay very steady. Hugging your heels towards one another, the legs firm, the navel clear and strong. The whole lower body accessing the ground, the upper body accessing the sky. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Put a bend in your knees, sweep your hands down the backs of your legs, folding, that's exhale. Unfold, sweep wide, that's inhale, that's all. So knees, take your tail back. Inhaling up, exhaling to fold. So the knees bend as much as you need to find support for the low back to stay flat. In the full posture, in the full gesture, the hands are in front and they're rising straight up and the legs stay straight and we're folding all the way down. But this is day one and I would really ask that you begin to build some strength, some opening in the hamstrings. And start right here. $16 more right from there. Creating this very consistent movement, which creates a very consistent breath. And if there's noise or chatter in your thinking, give more attention to your breath and let it override and repattern the chatter. Two. One more. And fold. And stand and notice that the body begins to have a quality of light and that the light is beginning to have an even distribution up and down, in and out, front and back. And now we take it side to side. The hands come up. Palms face each other as though you're holding a great ball. Knees are a little bit bent, feet a little wider than hips to turn to the left and to fold to the right. Inhale left. Exhale right, close your eyes. So from the navel through the hips to the heels stays steady. You're strengthening at the navel and you're opening through the heart. And when the hands are elevated overhead, it calls our energy up to a higher frequency. It asks us to show up a little bit differently. Hands overhead. And more. You're not going so far that you lose equanimity in your feet. Keep left and right equal. It's not about how far can you go. Creating this stability, and the stability allows more mobility through the upper aspects of your body and your mind. 3, 2, 1, and widen down. And widen down and widen down and widen down and notice. we're balancing our physical body, which balances our subtle body, our energy, our emotions, our sense of ourselves becomes even and steady. And then we can find out, can we play with it? Can we give it some stamina? So one heel and then the other. So each tap of the heel is the syllable, and the syllable is har, H-A-R, and har is the sound of creativity, of that which brings ideas into being. Har, 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 har. It comes right out of your belly button. You can work with the little tap of your heels right here. You're nearly a minute in. Or you can begin a little bit of a kick. Har, 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 har. Maybe it jumps. Har, 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 har. Just over a minute, just like this, so that your heart rate is up. So there's a little challenge. So that there's a part of you that's starting to say, let's stop. And then you're building another part of you that says, har. Another part of you that says, I got it. I got it. I'm ready for more. Har, 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 har. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Notice. Feel the beat of your sweet heart. Let your breath be big and full and smooth, and stay right here. There's going to be a turmoil. And you notice the turmoil, you notice the change, and you breathe through it, and it settles. And when you notice the smaller thoughts this afternoon that don't serve you, you breathe them in. They meet this strength of heart and they support you. Dissolving, returning you to light, to your foundation, and to your infinity. Build your seat. That may be seated in a chair, and that may be seated on your blanket or block. Sitting tall. Notice. You are a being of light. The beat of your heart has expanded your field. You're stronger. You're balanced front, back, top, bottom. You're no longer concerned with survival. Now we're part of something more. So we want to access the prefrontal cortex of the brain. If we were to think about the brain and you were to make a fist, and the forearm going down would be your spinal cord, and it would gather and make this initial limbic brain, this reptilian brain, and this is your brainstem. This is the most vital. Your body temperature, your heart rate, your response to disaster, your need to procreate, your need for food and water, all right here in the brainstem. But as mammals, we overlay this vast increase in cranial capacity is our ability to imagine, to process, to project And we want that to be very accessed, very clear, very strong. And the way we access the prefrontal cortex in particular is called the Kirtan Kriya, and you've done it with me before. Turn your palms open, thumb and first fingertips touch. Sa. Middle fingers, ta. Ring fingers, na. Pinkies, ma. Sa is a beginning, a birth. Ta is a life. Na is an ending. And ma is the return. So sa, ta, na, ma. We'll move through the fingertips, resting your hands on your thighs. And with each syllable, you're seeing and feeling the light of that syllable, the frequency of that sound, right out through the center of your forehead, the third eye that we worked on for the past sequence. So it's rising through you and coming out. Sa, ta, na, ma. You see them right out through that center point of the brain, your cognition, your ability to see and manifest an idea into the world and let it go. So we'll say it aloud for 1 minute. We'll whisper this cycle for 1 minute. We'll be silent for 2 minutes, but keep the pulse of your fingers continuous. And then we'll whisper. And then we'll speak, and it will come back out. And notice what has changed as it does. So any adjustments, set yourself up. Thumb and first fingertips touch with me. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Whisper. Ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na. You're moving your fingertips and you're seeing the syllable and the light and the frequency of the syllable out through the third eye, right out through the center of the forehead. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Sa, ta, na. And be silent. Keep moving your fingertips. Keep repeating the syllables in your mind. Keep seeing the syllables and their frequency right out through the center of the forehead. Right through that incredible, creative prefrontal cortex. and whisper sa ta na ma 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 sa ta na, and speaking sa ta na ma 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 sa ta na. One more. Sa ta na ma, and pause. Thumb and first fingertip touch. Turn your palms down to your thighs. Sit tall, be still. Notice. Bringing into this space the sensation that you feel when your thoughts are supportive. I am a being of divine light. I am created in light. I am supported in light. I am guided in light. I am ever growing in my capacity for divine light. One minute, just so still. Invite your stillness to be effortless, as though falling into the embrace of someone you trust profoundly. We will slowly build our sit, a minute at a time. bask in what you've made, keep it with you. It's always in you. We are simply uncovering what is always with us, what is who we are. I am this, Satnam. My thoughts are on my side. Sweep wide, reach high. Palms together, thumbs to the forehead center. We close with that reminder, I bow to this sweet self, Satnam. 8 count Sat, 2 count Nam. Inhale. Sat Nam. Satnam, I see myself. Namaste, I see you. May you be a shelter for yourself. That there is a higher aspect of who you are, who knows what you require. May your thoughts serve you, supportive and clear. So print the calendar. You can see when we practice. Be as consistent as you can. If it's once a week on Tuesday, great. If it's each day, great. But this consistency in this state of mind, in this light of your own mind, will begin to affect everything else. And your body is so ready. We've moved through it. If you have questions, let me know. Big shout out on YouTube to Kathleen, to Teresa, to Shannon, to Mankwe, to Alexandra. Thank you for your comments, for your company. We are right here with you. We'll be back on Thursday noon. And I will put the reading that I planned